So here's a good question for you. How do you fit 4 12-week program increment planning sessions into a 52-week calendar? If you thought the same thing, then this video is for you. Even if you haven't thought the same thing and you're involved in any sort of PI planning, I encourage you to watch this video. Hey friends, I'm Ahmed, a skilled Agile and productivity coach based in the UK. In this video series, we're covering the PI planning tips that I wish I had when I started out on my journey. So here we go. You've got your PI planning event, which is planning for the upcoming, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever you have chosen and selected. Now, what you will find very quickly is that it doesn't divide equally into a calendar year. So what do we do? What are the options? So the first option we have is you can just base it very aggressively on the calendar. So you can take 12 weeks, 12 weeks, 12 weeks, for example, if that's your cadence, of course. And then what you will find is that 4 of your PIs will fall within 1 year, assuming you start from the beginning of the year. And then you will have some carry forward, right? You will have 48 of your calendar weeks taken up by your PI planning. And you will have 4 weeks left, which will form the first part of your next PI that goes over, and you're going to have a PI that spans 2 years. Okay, so that's the first option you have. Okay, each of these have their pros and cons now. Okay, so the next one that I've actually seen very commonly, the most common one, is alignment with the financial year. So most large corporations with the types that are going to be using PI planning anyway are going to have a financial year which either the 31st of December or on the 31st of March. At least that's what what I have encountered anyway. So frequently happens is the finance guys and gals, they say, we would like you to align your PI planning events with that so we can get our budgets ready, so that we can approve things and we can check the ROI, and it just fits in really nicely with the cadence. So there could be a strong impetus to actually align with the financial calendar year. Okay, so that's the second option you have. Now the third option you have is kind of a bit of a kludge, really. It's you have a look and see where a lot of the holidays actually fall and let that inform you. For example, you may have Christmas, right, towards the end of the year, and you may say, you know what we'll do is we'll kind of ignore Christmas because we've got a huge swathe of our workforce that aren't going to be actually working during this period of time. So we'll just leave it as a gap over there. You've got Easter, you've got summer holidays as well. So you can start to work a little bit around those holidays and leave some gaps in the middle. Personally, what I've found most useful is that basically you take into consideration amalgamation of all three. So I find just using the pure option number 1, which is just a calendar, very, very aggressive and actually quite difficult and doesn't make a lot of sense. So for example, if you just run your PI planning on the 1st of January, how much sense does that actually make when you've actually got a bank holiday, right? So then you'd be shifting that anyway. So you are almost forced to in many cases not to stick to the purest form of the calendar anyway, right? So there is going to be some level of flexibility over there. What I've actually found is probably a combination of all three of those things. But as I've already said in a previous tip, one of the things that I also kind of recommend is for you to have a look at and have a think about planning out the entire year in advance as well, because then in that way you can schedule all of the calendar invites in people's diaries, and it's just a great idea. And so if you want to know more about that, then click the video over here. If you want some more general tips, then click the video over here. I hope that served and you found that useful, and look forward to seeing you in the next tip. Take care. See you later. Bye.